Hello everyone, this is Power Leader, and today I'm going to be talking about SCP. I want to tell the story is because it's not on YouTube, and it's like a really big game, and there's like no videos talking about it, so I'm guessing the first on YouTube to do this. And I'm going to be talking about the entire story as we know it, and all my sources are going to be some from Wikipedia and some from the SCP wiki. I'm going to be posting those links in the description as well in the credits as a video. So, enjoy. Before the events of the game take place, several of the Foundation sites and sectors were attacked, which caused several Euclid and Keter SCPs to be temporarily relocated to an unspecified site until repairs on the previous facilities are completed. Not much is known about the site aside from the fact that it was previously used as a research facility, making it unable to handle the quantity of SCPs it currently possesses. Shortly after, Mobile Task Force Espelon 11 Nine-Tailed Fox was established in order to protect the site and handle containment breaches. Sometime after this, Dr. Maynard and Security Agent Skinner both joined the unspecified site. They are working undercover as Chaos Insurgency operatives while posing as Foundation members in order to trigger a containment breach. At this point, Dr. Maynard and the Engineering and Technical Services Department initiated a concept called the Modular Site Project. This project is intended to be a redesign of both the facility layout and its security systems in order to accommodate the workload and containment chambers of newly relocated SCPs. Throughout SCP Containment Breach, several computer monitors can be found pointing out problems and security risks caused by the Modular Site Project, which leads to the presumption that Dr. Maynard started the project in order to make the site more vulnerable to containment breaches. On an unknown date at 9 a.m. or p.m. is not specified, Agent Carey and Security Agent Skinner begin their morning shift of monitoring SCP-106 Containment Chamber. Between that time, at 9:21, Carey leaves to go get coffee from the cafeteria. While Carey is gone, Agent Skinner uses this opportunity to release SCP-106 from containment. He sets off the site-wide alarm and informs Security Chief Franklin of the breach. Skinner then sends a message to Dr. Maynard saying it's out, referring to SCP-106. He then presumably flees the site while his staff are dealing with the breach. Dr. Maynard replies proceeding and heads down to Heavy Containment Zone, where he slips into the control room of SCP-079's containment chamber. He then gives SCP-09 access to every major system in the site. When 079 questions Dr. Maynard about it, he responds, "You're free now, free to give the ones who imprisoned you what they deserve." Maynard then flees the containment breach chamber. SCP-106 is eventually recontained fuller subject, and Agent Carey is disciplined for having left his post. The site then presumes that Agent Skinner was abducted by SCP-106. Half an hour later, researcher Ferguson noticed that the blast doors in SCP-079's containment chamber have begun to malfunction. The site assumes that this was caused by SCP-106 having damaged its blast doors, as it had traversed SCP-079's chamber during the breach. Unbeknownst to the rest of the site, SCP-079 is actually keeping the blast doors shut. Later on the same day as SCP-106 breach, Subject D-9341, along with two other Class D personnel, are pulled from their cells in order to perform a test involving SCP-173. Along the way to the testing chamber, a scientist can be overheard talking to someone else about the SCP-106 breach. The scientist mentions never hearing of an Agent Skinner and reveals that Dr. L had been shaken up after the breach, causing him to have auditory hallucinations. D-9341 is taken to the SCP-173's containment chamber, where the two other Class Ds are waiting. As the testing is about to commence, the remote-controlled door systems and electricity begin to malfunction. Shortly after, the SCP-079 starts its site-wide containment failure, causing several Euclid and Keter SCPs to breach containment. The site is then immediately put under lockdown, and Nine-Tailed Fox operatives are sent into the site shortly afterwards to recontain the escaped SCPs and terminate any rogue Class Ds they encounter. Along the way, the player discovers a note in Dr. Maynard's office stating, "You made it so easy, nice work, Foundation," with it referring to the containment breach. SCP-106 corrosion can also be found in the office. This, along with the fact that a document showing the new passcode to Dr. Maynard's office can be found in the pocket dimension, leads to the assumption that he was abducted by SCP-106. Several notes left by Dr. L reveal that he had begun to go insane after the breach had started and encountered SCP-106 on multiple occasions before being abducted by it as well. Currently, there are 4 endings that the player can reach. Each ending plays a unique audio recording or radio transmission on the end screen between personnel discussing events that took place after the game ended.
Subject demonstrates extraordinary luck and complete mastery of even the most fatal of circumstances and an uncanny ability to predict even the most unpredictable of hazards, almost as if it has performed these impossible tasks several times before. Further testing is required to determine whether the subject should receive SCP classification.
Gate A Ending 1. If D9341 does not contain SCP-106 upon entering Gate A, SCP-106 will attempt to break out of the facility at Gate A, but will be shot by the HID turret, forcing it to retreat to his pocket dimension. D9341 will be forced to take the stairs on the left side of the exit while this is happening, as there are several MTF units and apogees deployed around the area that will be distracted by SCP-106 until it retreats. Upon taking the stairs downwards, D9341 will find a door that leads to a service tunnel. At the same time, several MTF units will spot D9341 and pursue him into the tunnel. Upon getting halfway through the tunnel, 3 Chaos Insurgency operatives warp in front of D9341, telling him that they know too much to be killed. The soldiers will then warp him away and collapse the tunnel on a set of MTF units entering it, trapping them inside. It is unknown as to what the Chaos Insurgency plans to do with D9341.
You know too much to let them get you. They're coming.
Please elaborate. Has the target been captured yet? I'm not sure what's happening here. We entered the old service tunnel and it sort of closed up on us. Now we're trapped inside. Xander's is dead. The target's been lost. Are you saying that the tunnel collapsed on you? No. It didn't collapse. It seemed like an anomalous event. Come and see for yourself. It took someone to get us out of here.
Gate A Ending 2. If D9341 contains SCP-106 before exiting through Gate A, then the MTF units will immediately engage him and command him to halt, before announcing they have found a Class D. After being taken by the MTF units, the game will then end. The end screen plays a recording of a testing log in which a scientist discusses D9341. It mentions D9341's ability to predict and overcome hazardous threats that the containment breach produced. The log concludes with the scientist mentioning the classification of D9341 as an SCP subject is being considered.
SCP-682 just broke out at Gate B. I want all available helicopters and MTF units at Gate B now. We're detonating the Alpha warheads in T-minus 90 seconds. All personnel are advised to board the nearest helicopter or enter the nearest blast shelter immediately. We were unable to detonate the warheads for unknown reasons. All helicopters and MTF units go back to Gate B immediately. Capturing SCP-682 is now our #1 priority. dead Class D on the walkway outside Gate B. He's got multiple gunshot wounds in his chest. I'd assume he was shot when we were fighting SCP-682. I'd like to know how the hell did a Class D get past the gate? Deliver me the security tapes from all the cameras near the gate and find out who was stationed there before and during 682's escape attempt. Roger that, sir.
Gate B Ending 1. Upon entering Gate B, a voice over the intercom will announce that the SCP-682 has broken out of the facility in that area and that they will be detonating the Alpha warheads in 60 seconds. If D9341 has not turned off the Alpha warheads in the warhead silo before he reaches Gate B, a siren will sound and a bright flash from the warhead explosions will cover the screen at the end of the countdown. D9341 dies in the explosion. The end screen plays a radio transmission of an operative from a helicopter OH-6 requesting the deployment of an MTF unit to scout the remains at Ground Zero. However, the transmission is cut off mid-sentence as a large roar is heard, indicating that the nuclear blast was unsuccessful in destroying SCP-682. Gate
SCP-682 just broke out at Gate B. I want all available helicopters and MTF units at Gate B now. I repeat, SCP-682 is out of... We're detonating the Alpha warheads in T-minus 90 seconds. All personnel are advised to board the nearest helicopter or enter the nearest blast shelter immediately. This is CH1 to OH6. Have you located the target? Over. OH6 to CH1. No sign of the target. I think we should send an MTF. CH1 to OH6. Do you copy?
Gate B Ending 2. If D9341 has turned off the Alpha warheads in the warhead silo, the nuclear detonation will not occur and the intercom will order all MTF units to head back to the gate to handle 682. Following the announcement, an unidentified MTF group, presumably Cloud9 or another apogee, will locate D9341 and terminate them, ending the game with a transmission clarifying that a stray Class D has been terminated. It is unknown as to what happens after any of the endings, but judging by the fact that quotes from personnel who are cleaning up the facility are seen whenever the player dies, it is assumed that the containment breach was eventually resolved.